Now, one of the things that I want to speak on to those who are currently trapped in the situation, being able to take the power away from the person who is trying to overpower you is the most liberating feeling in the world. Fear and shame and threats to take your life or to severely injure you are what they use for control. And being able to take that power back, the things that they try to make you feel so ashamed of, mainly things that were done to you or you were forced to do against your own choosing or your better judgment. God sees that. And if people are going to judge you for that, what do you care about what they think? Because anybody worthy of you would understand the situation and circumstance. Tell your own story. Tell your own narrative. Beat the devil to the punch. He can't shame you with information that's already out there. There comes a point that I was in an extremely abusive situation in my life. A couple of them. I have been literally beaten to the point of I could have died. Didn't know if I was going to die or not. I wasn't allowed to get medical care because they would have been arrested on the spot. So we just had to wait it out and see if I healed or not. I have been in situations where it was a life or death situation. One of the things my ex liked to do for power or whatever when he was on his drugs was he would take my father's shotgun, which I don't know if he's even ever fired a shotgun before. I'm usually the person who has the weapons. And I knew that shotgun had a hair trigger. Point the cocked, loaded gun to my head. Because he had some stupid dream that I left him for a younger man because he's high as a kite and hasn't slept for a couple of days. And I'm trying to get some sleep because I'm the one who's working and holding things down and paying the bills and taking care of our family. And he would keep me up all night and threaten me if I fell asleep, he'd shoot me. And at a point, it's like, you know what, if you're going to shoot me. But I'm going to sleep. When I started saying, all right, if you're going to shoot me, it stopped because I took the power away from him. Could he have shot me? Yes. He could have shot me, not meaning to shot me, because again, I knew that weapon. We had it on a hair trigger so we could rapid fire it. He didn't know the weapon. It wasn't his. I knew if that man sneezed, I would be dead. But there comes a point in time where you just have to say, fuck fair. Fuck it. Whatever happens is going to happen. But one thing that isn't going to happen is I'm not going to be afraid anymore. You have no idea how liberating deciding not to be afraid anymore. No matter what happens. If I die, I die. But granted, I'm not going alone. I'm going to make sure I take your behind out too if I have to. However, you're not going to threaten me, you or no one else, with my life. There comes a time where you can only be so afraid for so long. It's a horrible feeling. Think about it. If you die, you're better off than sitting around terrified. What kind of life is that? And you just decide something deep within you that, no, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. The most liberating feeling in the world. Just like the feeling of I don't care what anybody thinks. This is my truth. This is what happened. This is how it happened. Yes, I could have made better decisions. Yes, I see now how I shouldn't have trusted this person. I shouldn't have gone to this place. In hindsight, heck, if everybody has hindsight, life would be different. But I can take what happened to me and teach other people not to do what I did. So for every pain and every bit of suffering I went through, I can help 100, 1,000, 10,000. One of the things with our TV programs and radio shows that I've been doing, I teach from experience. I don't teach about things I don't know about. I teach what I know. And some of the most humiliating, stupidest things I ever did, biggest mistakes, some of the most degrading things I've ever had happen to me, I've been able to share openly and publicly. I took the pain and turned what was meant for evil purposes into good. Helping hundreds of thousands of people. One of the most humbling experiences I've ever had was I didn't know anything about demographics and how those kind of things worked. And someone showed me the demographics on our websites and in our shows. And there were countries I'd never even heard of. Every continent on this earth, every even little tiny country, we had viewers and listeners. We had thousands and thousands of people listening to what I had to say. Our family has a very Middle Eastern culture, where as a female, especially as a female, no one wants to hear what you have to say. Shut up and be pretty. So to learn that not only did other people care about what I had to say, but people around the world, thousands and thousands of people, were listening to what I have to say. The letters and emails started flooding in from people all over the world telling me how things that I said helped change their life or helped them. What? Wow. You never know how far your influence can go. You don't do it for those reasons, but you never know how far reaching. Once you drop a drop of water into a river, a lake, a stream, wherever, those ripples, you don't know how far they go. And what you've endured, your pain, can end up being a victory march for you. You can take back your life. You can take back your honor, your dignity, your strength. You can catapult yourself forward and not just be a survivor, but thrive from what you have learned, how you've learned to survive, how you've learned to cope with all that you've had to endure. Changing from a victim to a warrior. I am a freaking warrior. There is just about nothing I can't handle. And I don't need an army to do it. I'm a monster all by myself. Don't mess with me. And then when you add the fact that I have my own personal army, my family's massive, even more so. But just like with me, the things that I went through, the enemy moved me away from my family to do so, out of their reach. He likes to isolate people and separate you so that he can have easy access to you, so that you don't have the support system to strengthen yourself. So you find that strength, you dig deep down inside, it's in there. God is no respecter of persons. So if it's in me, it's in you. Find it, tap into it. And then tap out of this BS that they've got you in. Say, no. You know what? I have enough. Well, we'll kill you. Okay. Can't be worse than what I'm already dealing with. But guess what? I'm not going alone. You'd be surprised. So much of the bullying and fear-mongering, it's just that, bullying and fear-mongering. Because when you look at the one who's threatening your life with, you know, you can die too. I'm not the only one in this equation who's mortal. So you might kill me, but Not if I kill you first. That changes the whole dynamics of everything. Not saying that I'm telling people to do anything negative that way. I'm just saying the mentality shift. There was literally someone trying to and planning to take my life, and used to torment me with telling me stories on how he was going to do it. And then one day I started telling him how I was going to take him out. And I was way more creative and having all kinds of, in fact, it got to fun because I started getting really creative, all the different things I would do to him and tell him. So whenever "I'll kill you" would come out of his mouth, I goes, "Not if I get you first," and smile at him and look him straight in the eyes. And I meant it. The stupid shit stopped. That's not crazy. That's survival. You can be the prey or the predator. I am not a predatory person, but if I have to choose between predator or prey, I will be the predator. Ain't nobody's prey. Not now, not never. I was young and I was a child when I was being abused, but when I grew up, my teeth and claws came in. And you're going to have to get past those to get to me. And I'm not saying it like I'm Susie Badass. I'm saying it as in you have to, there's no Calvary. You have to be your own warrior. You have to be your own Calvary. Rescue you. Step outside of yourself for a moment, as in, if you saw someone else going through all the things and all the pain that you were going through, what would you do to help them? Really think about it. Write it down. And then you do those things for you. You be your own hero. And devils hide in the dark. Exposing what they're doing and telling in detail what they have done and what they've been doing will actually help set you free. You will be amazed how you can take your life back. They feed on fear. So you have to be fearless. I don't care. Fuck it. Pardon my mouth, but I had to find my fuck it. And forgive me for being crude, but that's the genuine truth. I had to find my inner fuck it. And once I did, my whole life changed.